Hey everybody, John and Lynn here. For those of you who haven't been keeping up on what we're doing, Lynn and I bought a four-wheel drive ambulance off a government auction website a couple months ago with the intention of turning it into a camper. I'm not going to go through all the details of what we've done to it because those are already in some other videos, but I'll just quickly bring you up to date. When we got the ambulance, it was still at the fire station and literally nothing had been done to it. When I showed up to take it home, it still had a gurney in it and a full medical sharps container stuck to the wall. We went camping in it once to see what we wanted to change and what we didn't. The first thing we did was to make a pull-out bed that turns back into a bench along the wall. We bought a memory foam mattress off of Amazon, cut it into 3 pieces, and Lynn sewed new velvet covers onto it to make it more homey. We also bought a refrigerator, took a lot of dated early 2000s burgundy trim out, and put in screens. The big thing I did was to install 300 amp hours of lithium batteries and a huge electrical inverter so that we can have power no matter where we are. That brings us to today. We just wanted to give you a new update on what we're building now. I'll also tell you about how much it cost us to do this and how much we're into this build so far. If you like this content, please like and subscribe and check out some of our other content. And now on to where we're at now. So we are on the next part of our build here with the camper. We are going to put a countertop in it, and we're going to put a sink on one side of it and probably a workstation on the other. We're trying to use as many free and upcycled materials as possible.
Recycled and repurposed.
Recycled and repurposed, coming from the back of the camera there. And my good friend Charlie had a bunch of oak flooring that was sitting around, and so we were going to build a countertop out of oak flooring. I could have made the countertop out of tile, but we're trying to keep things as light as possible, and oak was going to be a lot lighter and probably more forgiving on a moving vehicle than tile would have been. I've got it laid out the way I want to have it. I wanted to make sure everything fit before I actually put it together, and so I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it together, and then it's going to be clamped together until the glue dries, and once that's done, that should be a very solid countertop. After that, I'm going to sand it down, and we're going to put several coats of polyurethane on it after that. All right, and there we have it. We'll wait till tomorrow. It's all weighted down and clamped and should be perfect and flat by morning. So we've got the clamps taken off, and this is ready to go, and we are going to cut it and then dry fit it into the camper. All right, ready for the dry fit. We actually have some work we have to do to this before we fit it permanently, but this will at least, ooh, it's really tight. Wow, look at that. Just gonna have to talk to it a little bit. Push it in. Look at that.
That is gorgeous.
So now I'm just going to have to sand this down a little bit, put some polyurethane on it. We actually have to build this up just a little bit because we're going to put this fridge on sliders so we can pull out. We thought about having a hinge here, but then we couldn't have anything permanent on here, so we're just going to go with sliders for the fridge. But this is absolutely beautiful, and I think it's going to work fantastic. So we dry fitted the countertop in the camper, and that worked great. And then, in keeping with trying to do things well but as inexpensively as possible, we went to the Restore today, which is a place that, you know, people donate items to, like if they pulled a sink out of a house in this case. And we found this bathroom sink here that's really nice and is just the perfect size for what we need to do. So I marked it out in the camper where it needs to go, but it was a little crooked, so I just got to remark it now. Now that I've straightened it out, and from there I will cut the hole for the sink, and then we will put that back in. I've got to drill a few pilot holes in here so that I can get my saw started. Being careful, of course, to make sure I'm not drilling through the table at the same time. Well, got the hole drilled and cut, and now the moment of truth. And look at that. Ta-da! Should probably get the $25 sticker out of there too. Yep, there we go. Are you happy with it?
I'm very happy with it. I think it looks beautiful.
Yeah. $25 sink from the Restore, and we are good to go.
Yep.
So the other thing that I'm doing here before I sand down and finish the wood is I want to do an inlay of a tile. And the reason I want to do that is because if I have a hot pot that's come off the stove, you can't just put it onto oak. It'll burn it, it'll mark it. So I'm going to do an inlay here, and this may be the tile I use, it may not be, but it's a standard 12 by 12 tile. And so I'm going to do an inlay here, and it will just drop into a recess, and you'll be able to pop it out and replace it if you want to. All right, it is routed out. I'm probably covered in sawdust right now. I will tell you what, if I'd have known how difficult it was going to be to do that, I might not have done it. But here it is. Got the holes drilled, got the tile inlay cut, and now it's just a matter of sanding down the top here and sealing it with polyurethane so that it doesn't get damaged by water. So that's where we're at right now. Now that the countertop is done, I had to cut a hole in the cabinet here for the sink. Just made it bigger than it needed to because there's no reason not to. And now I have to build a frame on top of the cabinet there because otherwise the cabinet, or the counter rather, will not clear the fridge. So I got to build it up by about 1.5 inches. And that's where I'm at now. Here's the moment of truth. I have to see whether the sink is going to go in, and I'm thinking it's not, and I'm going to have to cut another notch, but we are going to find out right now. Yep, going to have to cut a little bit of a notch in the frame to make that fit. One little spot. One more try. I did have to cut the bracing a little bit, and I ended up having to cut a little bit of the cabinet itself as well. Fortunately, it's aluminum, so it was easy to cut. And look at that. Perfect. Perfect fit.
Baby, come see. Oh, wow. It's in. There's a sink. There's a sink. There's a counter. There's my little spot for my
Here.
pot. Look at that. It fit just perfect.
I had to cut a little bit more of the frame there, but you know what?
Yeah, we can put something.
Yeah, we'll put a piece of trim, it'll be good.
Yay.
I'm very happy.
And
The counter turned out really, really nice. And just enough space for the fridge to come out. I mean, just enough. Fits. Sadie, what are you doing?
she's helping.
She's always helping.
She has to be a part of everything we're doing.
Get the squirrel. All right.
Okay. So we're moving along, making strides, getting things done. Next step is to make this look less like an ambulance and less clinical. So instead of this gray, kind of sterile looking background, we're wanting to put tile in. So we've been watching a lot.
Tile. That's tile in finger quotes.
Of course. We'd want to put tile in. So we watched a lot of YouTube videos, and we frequently see people using these stick-on tiles as their backsplash. And we were wanting to go with a gray and navy blue kind of motif in here. So this is what we found. We're going to give it a try.
And obviously this is a lot lighter than actual tile. Because if we put tile in, it'd be like another 100 pounds or something like that.
Exactly. And a lot more physical labor.
And more likely to crack.
Yes.
Yep. So Lynn is going to demonstrate how this is going to go on.
Because you know I'm a professional at this.
I made a vow never to lay another tile, and that includes this. For anybody who doesn't know, I laid tile for a living for a while, so I don't want to do that anymore.
So peel off the sticky back. Obviously the wall was cleaned ahead of time. We're tucking it behind a little bit and we have to match up these little overlaps.
Yep, you can hear the bubbles getting pressed out of there.
Yeah.
And then you got to make sure you peel the plastic off it before you put the next one down, otherwise you will overlap on the plastic. Now the most satisfying part, peeling off the plastic.
Voila.
So this is our progress to date. I think it's coming together quite well. One of the next steps is going to be to install a freshwater tank and a gray water tank so that we can actually hook up the sink. But before that, we have what is hopefully the last of our big purchases, and I'm expecting it to show up at any time now. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I will show it to you in this video as soon as it shows up. As far as how much this has cost us so far, here's the breakdown. The ambulance itself, including the auction buyer's fees, was $12,300. We could have paid quite a bit less for an ambulance if it wasn't a 4x4, but that was an important thing to us. The most expensive thing other than the ambulance itself was the 12-volt electrical system. The lithium batteries, charge controller, 3,000 watt inverter, wiring, and other parts came to $1,278. The mattress was $88, a steal really. The stick-on tiles were $68, the refrigerator was $180, the oak countertop was free, the cloth for the cushions came to $100, and I'm just going to ballpark the rest of it and say the lumber, chains, screws, parts, etc. came to about $300. So the build so far has come to roughly $14,364. As I said, we have one more major purchase, and here it is now. We'll be doing a separate video on that pretty soon. Are you filming yet?
I'm filming.
Well, that's good because it's here.
Yay! Front door delivery.
Okay.
Is this a one-person or two-person thing?
It's a one person.
Okay, I'll get out of
It's
the
a
way.
little awkward. I didn't even know it shipped, but it's here.
Fantastic.
All right. This is our air conditioner, in case you don't know. So. Because in South Carolina, you cannot go without an air conditioner.
Absolutely not.
This is a game changer for you too, because we can leave you in the van.
Do you like that idea, Sadie?
Oh, look at that. Woohoo!
Wow. Beautiful.
Sit. Bag. Oh, good. Bag one more time. Close enough. Okay.